Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Full-time MMA?
MMA,
Nothing
yeah.
else?
My life, man, yeah.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
There's a snake in my boot. Somebody poisoned the water hole. We've got a fight on our hands this weekend at UFC Singapore. Full-time family. Donald Cerrone is responding to Leon Edwards, his attitude and some of the stuff he's had to say as far as his fight with Donald Cerrone this coming weekend. And Donald Cerrone feels like Leon Edwards has been being a little arrogant, cocky motherfucker, and he's responding ahead of their fight. I haven't seen Donald Cerrone this angry at an opponent in a long time, and I don't know how angry he is, but he does seem a little perturbed with Leon Edwards' attitude coming into this fight. Donald Cerrone said he's a real arrogant, cocky motherfucker, to be honest with you. So I don't know, we'll see, but I'm not too impressed with him at all. We were out doing a media tour and he was really just vocal and angry the whole time. Just wanted to be mad and had nothing but rude ass comments to say. I was like, damn man, I'm a fucking veteran in this sport and you're talking about you're just gonna steamroll me and I'm old and you're new, and it's like, damn, okay, sure. I told him, you're gonna have to go home and tell your mama an old and slow dude beat your ass. Oh snaps, we wanna talk about mothers. No, I'm just kidding. He wasn't talking about his mom, but don't tell that to Michael Chiesa. But that's not all Donald Cerrone had to say. Donald Cerrone continued and said, he's not that bold. He's not talking shit to my face like that. I'll beat the fuck out of anybody. I'll fucking kick the shit out of you. Let's not get that confused. He's trying to convince himself. He's saying that I'm trying to become his friend because that way I feel like the beating is just gonna be less. I was like, oh my God, you're so weird. I tried to explain to him, I said, look man, the Kobe Covington approach, you look like a fucking asshole. You look like a complete fucking dick. Why would you want that? Why would you want people to think that you're a dick? Be a good guy. Why would you want to be an angry fighter? Like, sure, fighting is what we do in our sport, but dude, we're also cool people. So it seems like Donald Cerrone, just, you know, that's fucking Donald Cerrone. That's the Donald Cerrone we know. He's always friendly with his opponents. Now, I gotta say this. It might be smart for Leon Edwards to be doing this to Donald Cerrone because Matt Brown had success with this. You know, Matt Brown wasn't shaking Donald Cerrone's hand before the fight. And that's actually how Donald Cerrone, it felt like, came back to win. Whenever Matt Brown, they were at the weigh-ins, he wasn't shaking hands or nothing. Mean mugging Donald Cerrone, he was not having it. But then Matt Brown started the fight good. He started it off great. And he might have been in Donald Cerrone's hand because Donald Cerrone wasn't as comfortable as he is when he's in there having fun. And he knew Matt Brown was in there with serious business. Matt Brown looked great in the beginning of the fight and possibly won the first 2 rounds. Donald Cerrone, though, needed the 3rd round KO. And after, I think Matt Brown landed a good shot and Donald Cerrone might have returned with a good shot, Donald Cerrone was like, hell yeah, you know, and he like went to shake his hand in the 3rd round. And Matt Brown finally acknowledged him. I don't know if I forget if they hugged or just shook hands in the 3rd round after a good exchange. But Matt Brown finally allowed Donald Cerrone to have fun in there. And as soon as that happened, man, not even a minute later, Donald Cerrone got the KO that he needed to come back and win the fight. Finally, he was able to have that moment, get in there, have fun with his opponent. We don't fucking hate each other. We're in here to fight. And it was crazy how that turned the fight around. Now Leon Edwards is coming in and he's got an attitude. He's not being Donald Cerrone's friend, so he could have some success with that. And he's, you know, and he feels like Donald Cerrone's trying to be his friend. Hell, if as a Donald Cerrone fan, that's a good strategy. If you're Donald Cerrone, he didn't have much success when he was going into the fight with an angry opponent. But now Donald Cerrone's fired up. That's the difference here. Whenever Matt Brown was being all, you know, shitty toward Donald Cerrone before the fight, whether it's mental warfare or what, Donald Cerrone was like, okay, what the fuck's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't even know what was going on. If you remember watching the weigh-ins, he was like, what the hell? Okay, whatever, dude. Like, he wanted to shake his hand, but he was like, all right, whatever. But now Donald Cerrone, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's like, yo, this dude thinks I'm just chopped liver. He's new and I'm old school. Like, who have you beaten in the sport? What is your resume? And Leon Edwards does have some impressive wins for sure. Bilal Muhammad, Who else did he beat? He's got, most recently he beat Peter Sabato, but he's got another, Vicente Luque. He's beat some impressive welterweights, but it's not the same as the guys that Donald Cerrone have been fighting. Robbie Lawler, Jorge Masvidal, Darren Till, Yancy Medeiros. Donald Cerrone's been fighting some serious killers, so don't sleep on Donald Cerrone, whether you're a fan or if you're Leon Edwards, because that's not wise. But at the same time, this is making for an even better fight going into it. It's coming up this weekend, UFC Singapore, the main event. Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Leon Edwards. And with that being said, let the full-time family know what you got to say in the comments. And P.S. shout out to the survivalist John K for the $20 donation. He said, good show. Reload, keep fighting, take no prisoners. I hear you, good sir. Much appreciated for the $20 donation. That greatly helps keep the lights on at the Full-Time MMA Dojo. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to become a full-time MMA blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, or black belt, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/fulltimemma. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.